The difference between financial struggle and financial freedom isn't just about how much money you make, it's about how you think about money. Look at the wealthiest people in the world. They don't just have different bank accounts. They have fundamentally different beliefs about what money is and how it works. And here's the thing. You can adopt these same mental frameworks, even if you're starting with limited resources. Today I'm going to reveal the money mindset secrets that the ultra-wealthy use to build and maintain their fortunes. These aren't just feel-good affirmations. These are practical psychological shifts that change how you make financial decisions every single day. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to reprogram your financial thinking to start building wealth like the 1%, regardless of your current income level. The wealthy don't chase money, they attract it by creating value and building assets. They understand that true wealth isn't about having a high salary, it's about having income-producing assets and financial freedom. The middle class is trained to be consumers. From a young age, we're taught to work for others, save a portion of our income, spend the rest on goods and services, and repeat this cycle until retirement. The wealthy, however, develop an owner mentality. They focus on owning assets that produce income, building or investing in businesses, creating intellectual property, and controlling their time and resources. This ownership mindset is why so many wealthy people start businesses or invest in real estate. They understand that owning the means of production, whether that's a company, property, or intellectual assets, is more powerful than simply earning a salary. Even if you work a traditional job, you can develop this owner mentality by investing in assets, rather than just consuming, looking for ways to create passive income streams, building skills, and knowledge that increase your value and thinking like an entrepreneur even within your career. The shift from consumer to owner is one of the most powerful mindset changes you can make. It transforms you from someone who trades time for money to someone who builds systems that generate money without constant input. How you perceive risk is another major mindset difference between the wealthy and the middle class. The middle class tends to see risk as something to avoid. They prefer stable jobs with guaranteed income, safe investments with predictable returns, avoiding debt and leverage, and following conventional financial advice. The wealthy see calculated risk as necessary for growth. They focus on understanding and managing risk rather than avoiding it, using strategic debt as leverage to multiply returns, seeing failure as education rather than disaster, and investing in opportunities others don't recognize. This doesn't mean the wealthy take foolish risks. In fact, they're often extremely careful about analyzing potential investments and opportunities, but they understand that avoiding all risk means avoiding all growth. The ultra-wealthy don't just accept risk, they develop systems to manage it effectively. They diversify their investments and income streams, build emergency reserves to weather downturns, continuously educate themselves about markets and opportunities, and create networks that provide information and support. By changing how you think about risk, you can identify opportunities that others miss and take strategic actions that accelerate your wealth building. How to implement the wealthy mindset. Now that you understand the key mindset differences, let's talk about how to actually implement these shifts in your own life. Write down your answers honestly. Many of your current beliefs were programmed during childhood and have been operating unconsciously for years. Challenge limiting beliefs. Once you've identified your beliefs, challenge the ones that limit you. If you believe money is hard to earn, look for examples of people who create wealth easily. If you think rich people are greedy, find wealthy individuals who are generous philanthropists. If you believe I'll never have enough, recognize this as a prediction you're making, not a fact. Replace these limiting beliefs with empowering alternatives that align with how the wealthy think. Money flows to where it's appreciated and where value is created. There are unlimited opportunities to build wealth. I can learn the skills needed to create financial abundance. Study wealth principles. Immerse yourself in the thinking patterns of the wealthy by reading books written by self-made millionaires and billionaires, listening to interviews with successful investors and entrepreneurs, following financial educators who teach wealth-building strategies, finding mentors who have achieved the financial results you want. The more you expose yourself to wealth-oriented thinking, the more natural it becomes for you. Practice strategic thinking. Start thinking about money strategically rather than emotionally. Before making purchases, ask, is this an asset or a liability? When facing challenges, ask, what's the opportunity here? Instead of focusing on price, focus on value and return. Think in terms of systems and leverage rather than just effort. This strategic approach helps you make decisions based on long-term wealth building rather than short-term gratification. Take calculated action. Mindset without action is just wishful thinking. Start implementing wealthy thinking through investing in income-producing assets, even if you start small. Building multiple streams of income. Using debt strategically for investments, not consumption. Creating value for others that can be monetized. Automating your finances to build wealth systematically. Remember, the wealthy don't just think differently, they act differently based on that thinking. Your money mindset isn't just about positive thinking, it's the operating system that determines your financial decisions and ultimately, your financial destiny. The ultra-wealthy didn't just stumble into their fortunes, they developed specific ways of thinking about money, opportunity, risk, and value that allowed them to see and seize opportunities others missed. By adopting these same mindset shifts, moving from scarcity to abundance, from consumer to owner, from employee to investor, you can transform your financial future regardless of your starting point. The most powerful investment you'll ever make isn't in stocks, real estate, or even education, it's in reprogramming how you think about money and wealth. This mental shift costs nothing but changes everything. If you found value in these wealth mindset strategies, hit the subscribe button to join our community of strategic wealth builders. And drop a comment below sharing which mindset shift you're going to implement first. Remember, wealth isn't just about what you have, it's about how you think.